500 likes for the scariest ghost videos found in 2024. You don't know how many videos I dumbed down to get to this next one. Why? Is it so great that I couldn't let any other video take its place? Or was it so scary that I couldn't believe it had the temerity to be featured on my list? Well, as you can read from this title, it's saying The Office, but it's not another copy of that show or another copy of it. They are not related. Two men who are either security guards or soldiers, regardless of their sexuality. I mean their working positions. They are both in the office at night. What were they doing there? I don't know, playing some Monopoly, I think. Do you think I can see beyond my normal vision? The video obviously starts with them going to the toilet. Then it's taking the direction we were all scared of. If you mean the paranormal, then yes. But if you are scared of something else, then you have to excuse me here. They were heading to the toilet to show us the door. How terrifying. Because it wasn't attached to a string. Then how was it shutting down by itself? There must be a ghost involved.
Lo extraño en la oficina, estamos probando qué onda y la puerta del baño se cierra sola.
Fíjate si hay en el baño, fíjate.
Primero vamos a... No. No se ve nada. Bien, ¿ves?
Abrir. Fíjate.
Muchachos, no vengan a las 3 de la mañana a la oficina porque esto es paranormal. ¿Viste eso, José?
It's clear as day that there was no one inside that toilet or that bathroom, so you don't take my words literally. But I also thought someone could be pulling the string from the window, but we've already seen the door in the close-up shot. This is confusing. A long time ago, I featured some videos about a haunted house where the paranormal activity mainly takes place near the entrance door of the house and the bathroom. Today, despite the account that uploads these videos not putting any new footage out for nearly 2 years, there are still a lot of videos that I didn't feature, so my greedy butt decided that it was finally time to make a comeback for one of the most haunted houses, which is somehow still occupied by the owners, who are aware of the paranormal surrounding them and react to it as if it's their annoying little child with his demonic behavior. Have you ever seen someone playing board games such as chess with himself? You might have seen people doing so, but I guarantee that you have never seen someone playing board games with a ghost. I don't know how skilled they are, but for sure, they don't like to lose. In the next video, Alexander will be playing head-to-head with a ghost. Not to mention the overreaction he made when these ghosts smashed the door on his face. Even though it wasn't rapid or hard, he was knocked to the ground as if he were in a boxing match. There are lots of paranormal activities in the subsequence of videos, such as the fire that was ignited on the door out of nowhere, or the shoes walking on their own as if it got a soul out of the blue. Even the cat is reacting strangely. As the cat was walking around the house, once it reached the mirror, it started staring at herself, like a normal cat would do, but then she was spooked all of a sudden. We know cats tend to behave awkwardly from time to time, but this time it was different, as if she saw a demon. Alexander gets picked on the most though. These ghosts either like him so much that they keep themselves entertained by messing with him, or they hate him the most. That's why they keep pushing him around.
Давай быстрее, ход твой, сколько можно летать, потом летать.
Спасибо, до свидания. Достал.
Смотри. Вот это да! Какая красота!
It may look fun and all, but in the end, this is still a paranormal haunting. At least it's considered one, unless these folks have something else up their sleeve. The next video is stacked with paranormal activities. It had so many scary moments that I could barely find areas in the video where an activity didn't occur. What kind of places are man investigating in which he has encountered so much? It's a nightclub, an abandoned nightclub. Nah man, I meant that it's like a nightclub for the jinn. Every time Roberto turns his head around, something moves. Of course something had to move in order for him to turn around. His bones, his muscles, his phone, and so on. Are you getting smarter as the list goes on? I meant that some objects in the place moves by themselves. But why? Because that's what the jinn wants. Why are you asking such a stupid question? How am I supposed to know why the ghosts would be active in an abandoned place? Do you think I follow them on social media or something? No, I meant, why is this place so active? Well, even though the question is still stupid, we have a very short background story about this house that might just link some of these missing junctions. This house used to belong to some heavy-level drug dealers, but one day a raid took place and bullets were going in every direction, even some directions that scientists haven't found about yet. Many of the people who were there lost their lives due to this invasion, and it seems as if the place was left abandoned after the incident. But what does that have to do with the jinn haunting the place? Just think about it. Drugs, music, chicks all around, and people losing their lives there. At least some demons thought it would be perfect to stay in this area. The activities Roberto had to witness include a ball rolling all around the floor, a pipe falling off the table, a skateboard flipping around, the toilet seat opening and closing, some dark faint voices, a towel falling, a bottle rolling, light door knocks, and more. I felt like I was reading the grocery list.
Buenas noches. ¿Hay alguien? Buenas. Se movió esto, amigos, ¿eh? ¿Hay alguien aquí? Buenas noches. Me da miedo, amigos, que haya personas. ¿Hay alguien? Buenas. Se movió el bote, el bote, el bote, el bote, el bote. Si hay alguien aquí, queremos que te manifiestes. Queremos que te manifiestes, queremos que estés con nosotros. Uy, 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 uy. Uy. Bien, amigos. ¿Hay alguien aquí? ¿Quién está aquí con nosotros? Uy. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Es esto? ¿Es esto? ¿Es esto? Es arriba, es arriba. ¿Hay alguien? Está lleno de impactos de bala. Uy. ¿Hay alguien? Vamos a poner el Spirit Box, amigos, donde haya más manifestaciones. Vamos a poner el Spirit Box. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Uy. ¡Oh, tu madre! ¡Ay! Fue esa pelota, amigos, fue esa pelota se movió. Esa pelota se movió. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Esa pelota se acaba de mover. Manifiéstate. ¿Alguien está hablando, amigos? Uy, ¿alguien está hablando? Uy, uy, se vio lo que venía, se vio lo que venía, se vio lo que venía. ¿Quién eres? ¿Quién eres? Te damos una señal, dime en qué parte estás. Uy. Uy, 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 uy. Es arriba, amigos, es arriba. Es arriba. ¿Estás aquí? Buenas noches. La pelota esa se movió. Uy, uy, uy. ¿Estás aquí arriba? Bien, bien, bien. Mire que se movió esa pelota. Uy, 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 uy. Esa es la parte de arriba, amigos. Esa es la parte de arriba. Vean, amigos, aquí hay más impactos de bala. Aquí hay más impactos de bala. Buenas noches. Uy, 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 uy. ¿Hay alguien? Buenas. Amigos, ¿alguien aventó eso? ¿Alguien acaba de aventar eso? Eso de ahí, amigos. Eso de ahí acaban de aventar. Bien, 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 bien. Buenas noches. Se sigue moviendo, se sigue moviendo. Buenas. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Uy. Uy. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. ¿Vive alguien? Uy. ¿Quién eres? ¿Quién eres? Quiero que te manifiestes. Uy, 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 uy. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso? Esto se movió, amigos. Queremos verte. Quiero que te manifiestes. Uy, uy. Le pegaron la puerta, le pegaron la puerta. Uy. ¿Escuchan? Como que viene alguien. Como que viene alguien, amigos. Uy, 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 no vale, es eso, es eso, es eso, es eso. Amigos, algo está pasando. Algo está pasando, miren. Uy. ¿Hay alguien adentro? ¿Qué hay? Uy. ¡Ay, Dios! ¡Ay, no! ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Hay alguien? Algo tiene adentro. ¿Estás aquí conmigo? Uy, 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 uy. ¿En qué parte estás? No mames, no mames, no mames. perdón por la grosería, amigos, perdón por la grosería. Vieron el carro, vieron el carro. Vieron el carro. ¿Dónde estás? Miren, no, que no manchen, amigos. No manchen. Uy, alguien corrió. ¿Hay alguien? ¿Cómo que aquí vive gente, amigos? ¿Cómo que aquí vive gente? Uy. Buenas noches. Alguien está hablando, amigos. ¿Hay alguien aquí adentro? Uy, alguien me está hablando. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Buenas noches. Uy. ¿Quién eres? Uy. Aquí es adentro, amigos. Aquí es adentro. ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Dónde estás? Uy, no mames. ¿Dónde estás? Uy, escucharon. Se escucha que está subiendo las escaleras, amigos. ¿Viene alguien? ¿Hay alguien aquí? ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso, amigos? ¿Vieron eso? Lo vieron. Alguien lo jaló, alguien lo acabó de jalar. Manifiéstate si estás aquí. No es cierto, güey, no es cierto. ¿Quién es? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Quién eres? Uy, me duele la espalda, amigos, se los juro que me duele la espalda. Uy. ¿Viene alguien? El tráiler, amigos, el tráiler se acaba de mover. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Miren, lo voltearon. Ahorita los impactos de bala, miren.
I could only manage to cut about half of the investigation footage. Seriously, I couldn't go further. Like I said, it's wild how every time he says something creepy immediately happens. I have no idea how he stayed so calm through it all. And what's with the burned walls? That's a whole other mystery. We all know the fear of being left alone, and here I'm not talking about being left alone by others and feeling the solitude way of living. It's not that emotively deep. I'm talking about being left alone in the house. When we were kids, that always terrified us. In fact, our parents wouldn't leave us alone because they were afraid that we might break loose and mess up the house. But what they don't know is that we wanted someone looking after us in such a situation more than anyone else, because we are afraid of the unknown. Now, as we grow up, we look back at those times and think how silly we were, but what if we were not? That question will be answered in the next video. It isn't a scientific proof of why we were right, it's more like a poltergeist proof. We have Celeste, a girl who is fully matured to say the least, so she isn't that young to act foolish when left alone in her family's house. Her family left her to stay alone for a couple of nights as they were on a trip or something. It doesn't matter where they headed, what matters is where Celeste was left. She was safe, but not all the way through. As she began hearing noises outside her room, she had to keep the door locked so these ghosts wouldn't get in because they believe what we believe. As long as you're under the blanket or in a room where we feel safe, they can't get in. Celeste did leave the room to check the place but found no evidence of movement until one night she found the house's entrance door opened. She sat her iPhone outside the room to record if any paranormal events occurred, but these demons wanted her to experience the activity live. As she was checking on the recording, an object fell off, followed by a shadow figure peeking at her, while the lights were also turned off on her suddenly.
Estoy acostada aquí, literal no hay nadie. No sé qué voy a hacer, me da miedo ir a ver. Yo creo que me voy a parar a ver. No mames, no mames. Eso no estaba tirado ahorita. El cereal se supone que estaba allá arriba. No mames, la neta, no mames. No, no, vete a la verga. Vete a la verga, vete a la verga. Plebes, en serio. No mames, güey, no mames, está abierta la puta puerta. Please, lo creo que me da mucho miedo. Please, la neta no sé qué hacer ya. Ya me cansé, ya me dio miedo. No sé qué voy a hacer. Voy a cerrar la puerta y le voy a poner seguro porque la neta no se ve nada. Pero fíjense. ¿Qué pedo? ¿Por qué hace eso la cámara? Por ahí se escucha un ruido. Como por ahí. No mames, no mames, no mames. No mames, no mames. No mames, güey, no mames. ¿Qué vergas es eso? ¿Qué vergas es eso? Me está dando miedo. Te lo juro que estoy temblando. ¡No! ¡No mames! ¡No mames! ¡No mames! ¡No mames! Estoy aquí afuera de la casa. Me da miedo. Me da miedo. Me da miedo meterme ya. ¡Vete a la verga! Ya me dio miedo. Porque sí me ha pasado cosas, la neta. Pero se mira para acá. Y escuchen, no se ve, no hay nada. No hay nada. No mames, no mames. ¿Vieron eso? No mames. No mames, güey, no mames. ¿Qué pedo? ¡No! Güey, no mames. ¿Qué vergas es eso? ¡No mames! No mames. No mames, no mames.
Segunda parte.
After the shadow figure incident, she ended up calling the police to check out the house. Of course, they couldn't do much since there were no signs of any intruders. But what really got me was that pink-colored thing she recorded moving. I still have no idea what it was. It looked like a towel, or maybe a tail. I have been and will always be afraid of being on a plane. And that's all thanks to National Geographic, who are always making documentary shows about plane crashes. I became traumatized, but nevertheless, I'm forced to be on a plane every now and then due to some life manners. But if my fear isn't as common, the next video just unleashed a new fear, even though I may never be on a plane completely alone, without any lights around me, and in pitch black darkness, but that fear will be somewhere there in the back of my head. A man who goes by the made-up name C. He works in an airport in the airline industry services. I don't know exactly what his job title is, like what he is specifically hired to do, but he is allowed to be on planes alone when they are not functioning. While one day, and I have no idea how he ended up in such a situation, he got stuck on a plane for 4 hours, according to him, completely alone in the darkness. And to be honest, it seemed as if he was stuck in some level of the back rooms. At first he was a bit shaky, hesitant about how he should feel, whether he should be excited or scared. But then he kept his composure, stood up, and started enjoying the moments. Not so long after, he discovered he might not have been so alone in the end. No security were involved to get him out, but the seatbelt of one of the chairs moved, sending him the message, "This plane is haunted, buddy." So he went from excited and about to drop his own mixtape to a scared man.
go. Let's go. We did this shit. Now I know I'm not dumb enough to lift those shades up because I got my flash on in here. They gonna catch my ass if they see. Yes. I ain't gonna lie to y'all though, it's mad cold in here. And it's dark. I mean, I know it doesn't look that dark on the camera, but it's dark. Let's go! Let's go! Right, sitting on the back of the plane. And y'all probably think I'm insane. Probably think I'm doing this shit for fame.
Imagine this plane flying in the air, everything going right in the direction it should be going, and all of a sudden, the radar loses track of the plane, no communicating to. You go back to watch this video and realize that the plane was haunted. It might have entered a portal of some sort. Just imagine.
Fame.
When you read the title, 5 out of 10, you may think of something demonic related, some scary talisman that I could be referring to, or some frightening story that happened a long time ago about some phenomenon that was documented by a paranormal team of experts. But you went so deep with your thoughts, allow me to explain. This title is basically referring to my own rating of the performance of our folks in the next video in the last act of this investigation. Both of them are exploring all the possible hidden poltergeist events that could take place in this abandoned school, which to me looks like a hospital if I haven't looked at their video description. And to kick it off, let me first ask you this simple question. Have you ever seen a chair? I know you're shaking in fear, asking yourself, what's a chair? But don't worry, my child, you will see a lot of it in the next clip. Let's put the stupid stuff aside and focus for real on the scary parts of things. These two didn't waste a single opportunity when it came to chairs, as whenever they go, they use these chairs to do something paranormal with them. Wait, how could they be the ones behind the activities? Did I say they? I was referring to ghosts. Of course, these two are just normal humans. What could they possibly do to make these chairs move, rotate, or even gather and close at each other like that? There is also fire in my heart. I mean, there is fire coming out of nowhere, which is supposed to be the cause of these two falling down at the very end. I never heard of a simple flame knocking people out of their consciousness.
Loh. 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 Kalian ngelihat nyalam mesin fotokopinya nyala. Astaga Tuhan, ya Tuhan, lindungi hambamu ya Tuhan. Astaga Tuhan, ya Tuhan. Astaga Tuhan, anjing. Astaga Tuhan, anjing. Bangsat, anjing, ngejar cok, bangsat, anjing, ngejar. Kok suara? Suara apa itu? Lu ngapain nih, Kok jangan bercanda, Kok jangan siul-siul. Kok jangan siul-siul, Kok jangan siul-siul. Kursi gerak, kursi gerak, kursi gerak, kok udah bercanda kursi aku, coba bercanda temanku, jantung kuki. Bukan kayak apa kok? Ya, ulang ya. Oke. Dah.
Biar nggak apa sih? Sabar dong bangke. Kalau kita ngerokok dulu kan kontol. Setan, saya ngerokok dulu ya. Kau lempar-lempar malah akrobat kau ya, anjing. Astaga Tuhan. Ada suara lemparan. Assalamualaikum. Oh ya. Ya, Cok. Oke, Cok. Tunggu, Cok. Sa. Loh. Kunti ngintip. Jelas ngintip di sini. Kunti. Assalamualaikum. Itu semuanya gerak. Aduh biong. Tali. Remote. Aduh biong. Ini aduh biong. Semuanya gerak, mati aku, Cuk. Semuanya gerak. Ini kursinya semuanya gerak. Aduh. Biong. Tali. Semuanya gerak. Aduh. Semuanya gerak ini. Ini semuanya gerak. Tali remote. Ini gerak, guys. Enggak. Lihatin ya, saya. Ini gerak. Ini kalau sini gerak. Tuh. Gerak. Bokotaknya itu jalan. Wah. Tuh. Kok pingsan. Kok pingsan iki. Aduh, mati.
I'm over here wondering who had the time to upload these videos if both of them were knocked out cold. Clearly, they must have woken up from their nap at the end. I don't know why I'm playing along today, acting like I genuinely believe their little performance. There is an infamous saying that goes something like this: women regularly live longer than men do. While this may seem insignificant, it's important to make the most of the information available. But a lot of people wonder why that's the case. Some make memes about the topic, and some make podcasts to discuss the situation, or more like to gain as much traffic and fame as possible. Regardless, I have given you a clear example of why that could be the case and why ladies tend to have longer lives than men. It's not just the financial stress and social pressure. No, it's much more stupid. See, we intend to conduct some gullible acts and pretend like it was nothing, like Miguelo in the next video. He decided to take on the risk of staying the night and camping inside the twin houses. Now here comes that one nosy viewer with his nosy question. What are the twin houses? And who said I was a geographical expert? Regarding the twin houses, the information I was able to get my dirty hands on says they are abandoned structures located in a forest, infamous for their eerie atmosphere and paranormal activity as popularized by the punk rock TV channel. Basically, it's a place where those who think conducting demonic rituals is a cool thing go. And here comes Miguelo, who thought it was a good idea to camp in there. He first investigated the first house and found exactly what he was promised. Graffiti all over the place, spooky symbols, and a cold, heavy oppressive vibe. The first house didn't fuel this man's hunger, so he decided to take on the next one, where he finally found the perfect spot to rest, right beside the satanic pentagon that was drawn on the ground. He sat in his tent and took a nap, and here is where the problem started. The cup fell on my knee and burned me like a steak. While in Miguelo's case, he began hearing noises and heavy footsteps. He tried to act cool, but cool didn't want to be acted by such a bad actor. In other words, he was truly disturbed. But then the camera started glitching, and while his tent was acting funky and moving on its own, and the sounds just got louder and scarier, he left in a hurry.
No sé si la cámara lo alcanza a captar. Este es el segundo piso, amigos. Aquí fue donde se... Vean, amigos, aquí empiezan las cosas de terror. El eco de aquí, escuchen. Eco, eco. Oh. Lo primero extraño, un pentagrama. Justamente fue aquí en este cuarto donde se aparecieron las dos niñas de Punk Rock TV. Y creo que este es uno de los lugares en donde pasan cosas muy extrañas. O al menos eso fue lo que se vio en el video de Punk Rock TV. Pues no sé, chéquenlo, también vayan a verlo. No mames. No mames. Oh, mames, aguanta. ¿Escucharon a mí? Aguanta. A ver, que no puedo abrir esto. Verga. Vamos a escuchar algo. Tengo un chingo de miedo, amigos. No manches. No he podido dormir. La verga. No dejo de escuchar ruidos. Desde hace rato estoy escuchando como rasguña, cabrón. Se escuchan bien cabrón los pasos. Verga. ¡Ah! Me asusté bien cabrón. Verga, cálmate. No te sugestiones. Cálmate. Es el viento.
No mames, no mames, ¿qué es eso? Vámonos a la chingada. Vámonos a la verga. Vámonos a la verga. Vámonos a la verga.
I have no clue where he found the guts to camp there, but hey, that was the challenge, and he really pulled it off, I guess. But sleeping right next to a pentagram, that's a whole different level of bad decisions. I mean, I once left my bathroom door open while I slept and had nightmares that freaked me out, so I can't even imagine. I won't lie to you, but yesterday, while I was doing the videos, in other words, while I was editing them, so you don't get the wrong idea, my stomach was vibrating, and don't worry, this isn't one of my corny jokes about diarrhea. While watching the next video, my stomach wasn't having it, as it was hinting at something unpleasant, something related to the video itself. And I was a bit terrified while watching because the sketches and paint on the walls were more like signs of some scary and unhinged forces. The video is about a group of friendly friends that had not a very friendly idea of going to investigate a network of tunnels underground, as there are any tunnels above the ground, and that idea was a big mistake they later committed. The tunnels are located somewhere in Stockholm, Sweden, and from the beginning, looking at the video, you will notice immediately the numerous amounts of drawings that are related to demonic rituals and such. Usually, this may not have an effect on the investigators, but in the case of the next video, not only was the footage they were recording affected, even though I was on that track, as I felt uneasy for some reason. The camera was glitching at times, and footage was corrupted at some parts, as if these drawings weren't just random drawings by some fools. No, it was much more. It's more like active signs from rituals that are affecting the place and those who visit it. But if you thought the video was done there, then think again. Yes, it might be true that no apparitions took place, but uncountable amounts of voices were heard. Some even praise Satan, and some are asking them to leave.
Great.
Bone, man. Mer ben.
What?
Yes. Actual bones.
Va?
Yes.
Var kommer det ifrån?
Jag vet inte. Här har vi också en... Jag vet inte vad det är. Fast folie.
That's weird.
Som mosaik alltså.
Yeah.
It's sort of weird how the camera shuts off like that.
Yeah, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, there's some really creepy paintings down there.
You decide, you're the guide.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
There's fur here. Weird. There's like fur everywhere.
Fur on the door. And look at this.
That's creepy.
That's creepy, man.
Imagine if there's actually that guy here. Over 100 meters or something.
We found this document.
It's creepy.
Don't walk at the same time.
That's the train. Hello? Look at that shadow thing. That's so creepy. You see that? They're on the wall. Yeah. Man, this is too creepy. What the actual? Yeah, this is yeah, it's a bed. It looks like a military bed or something, but a military bed doesn't have like wooden. I don't know, man. Why is there like gloves on it? One. Why do I hear constant weird noises? For seriously, I hear weird stuff. Can be the trains, but that like. Can we start finishing this? $19.89.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Seriously, just the. From the yeah, it's there. That's wind. Going to the door. Show me. What's that a picture of? Wind. Yeah, it's super faded.
No one knows for sure when they left the place because the footage as it was shown ended in a moment where they were still investigating with no clear signs of them evading. And unfortunately, I don't have access to the original source of the video. By reading this title on screen, you might think that the man in the next video has a going case with his wife for divorce, but that's actually not true. What I meant by child support is that sometimes it can pressure a man beyond his ability to resist. Are you a lawyer or something? Why are we talking about child support? Well, John is a man whom we follow from time to time on this channel. He struggles with paranormal hauntings on his property on a regular basis. But the situation took another shape and turned into a far worse situation as this man started seeing visions as he was once showering in the shower because some people shower in the living room. How pathetic. He saw a vision, a brown forest from a height, and a fast-moving non-human creature as he describes it. He freaked out and tried to take the soap off his eyes as he couldn't handle being in complete darkness. What if the creature grabbed a hold of him while his eyes were closed? Obviously, we all sometimes feel unsettled when we let our brains float free with imagination. It could make some scenes that may be laughable, but in the moment, it feels completely possible. But John is different in this situation, as he is one of those who have ghosts in their houses. So, he also described how his wife decided to leave him alone for some time, as she stays in Washington. And maybe this is where the child support situation takes place, as you may assume, but it's not. But as the man was speaking to the camera, something, like a stick, fell off to the floor. It was reflected in the mirror, and as he went to check his backyard, he noticed a creep standing in his garden. He looked like a kid. John freaked out and went to see what he was doing there, but he vanished. Undeniably, that creature looked like a kid, but it may not have been humanoid. That's what the government may do to those who don't pay child support. They send a silhouette of children to haunt you. The other day, he was woken up to some noise. And when he looked around, his TV was malfunctioning, the screen was damaged. Not to forget hearing strange voices, some even mimicking his own voice.
Like I was saying,
It wasn't running on all. I mean, it was running on all fours, but not like. It didn't look like a dog or a giant cat or a bear or anything like that. It looked more human-like, but running like comfortably on all fours, like it was meant to do that. And it ran very fast. Like I couldn't really make out what it was besides that much detail. I saw no face. I didn't see nothing like that. Yeah, so I'd just be losing my mind for all I know. If anyone has any ideas, please. I'm all ears. Keep hearing noises. I could have sworn I heard somebody talking out here. What the f*** my TV? What the Hey, Nick. Sorry, somebody called me and my phone camera stopped recording because somebody called me. Love it when that happens. Anyways, I'm gonna try everything. I don't think paranormal teams are gonna do anything, but I might as well give it a shot, right? What's that? See it, god dang it. Hold on. Thing out of my way. My rake? What the? Tell me how I saw that. I think he's still there. What's the keep doing in my backyard? Hello? Kid. What was that? I don't know what Huh. No, it's all kid. I haven't even had a chance to look over that footage yet, but I keep hearing like a man's voice. Not a kid. Hello? Hello? Nobody better even be in my house. They're already checking there. I know I heard a voice. Hey. Oh.
I honestly think the voice he heard when his TV was acting up sounded more like a kid. And to be real with you, I couldn't even tell it wasn't him who said hey when he freaked out. I'm not a man to talk about authorization. I'm a man who talks about the paranormal. Am I really? Well, if that's what the algorithm wants to hear, then yeah, I am. But I will never enter someone's house without their permission, even if it's only for good intentions. And since when do people invade others' property for good intentions? Have you ever heard about a thief who invaded a house to give them some food and money like Santa? Oh, that's right. That's what Robin Hood does. Alright, another example. Have you ever heard of an FBI team that invaded someone's house to celebrate Christmas with him? Or to prank him? Well, you will never believe me if I tell you that this actually happened to me last week. And I understand why you can't believe this story, because of course it never happened. But you will have to believe this next one. You're forced to. According to the great YouTube auto-translation feature, this man has entered this house without the authorization of the owner, and I trust the auto-translation feature more than I trust my intuition. So, my uncle, Cancelo is investigating this house, but I can't say it's old or abandoned, cause that oven is newer than my own smartphone. Cancelo started the investigation like any regular explorer, checking out the area and making sure no one was there, at least no one visible to the camera. And here comes the first paranormal activity as these ghosts open the gate to the house's garden, as if there was grass to begin with. But that was just a temptation to Cancelo, who was dressed like a phony Viking warrior. But I never knew that the AK-47's bullets were invented back then. He did some stupid rituals, and the party started. A chair moved from here, the other chair moved the other way, and the table he was standing on also moved. Unfortunately, he didn't fall because it moved after he stepped off of it. Even that cool oven had an automatic door that could open and close very fast. Unless it was a ghost who opened it.
Mas pode ter certeza.
Se comunique comigo aqui o que há no local. Eu sei que vós estáis me ouvindo. Já sentiu minha luz e a minha presença aqui? Se comunique. Opa, 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 olha isso. Olha isso. Passou algo aqui. Meu nome é Ulisses Deadline. E eu sei que minha presença desarma. Olha isso. Olha isso. Olha isso. Apareça aqui. O que há aqui nesse local? Entre em comunicação. Que seja mentalmente aqui comigo. Eu peço que vós apareça aqui pra mim agora e se comunique comigo mentalmente. Eu sei da vossa presença aqui nesse lugar e vós já sabe da minha presença. Cara, impressionante. Mas eu sei que vós estáis aqui próximo. Se comunique comigo aqui. O que há aqui no local? Opa! Olha isso! Olha isso! Olha isso! Cara, você é louco? Ai, minha nossa! Opa, 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 olha isso! Olha isso! Olha isso! Cara, você é louco? Ai, minha nossa! Cara, tá me embrulhando o estômago aqui, pessoal. Tá me embrulhando o estômago aqui. Você é louco? Opa, olha isso. Olha isso. Olha isso. Vocês têm noção disso aqui, pessoal? Olha isso aqui, ó. Olha isso, cara. É impressionante. É impressionante a energia aqui do local. Hã? Cara, você é louco? Opa. Cara, tava aqui atrás, tava aqui atrás, tava aqui, ó. Minha cabeça tá doendo bastante, pessoal. Tô com o corpo exausto, ok? Eu agradeço aqui a presença do que há aqui no local. É isso. Eu tô finalizando o vídeo aqui, pessoal. Cara, você é louco, impressionante. Impressionante o que aconteceu aqui no lugar.
Did you see how effortlessly that furnace door swung open? If I tried opening my oven like that, it would take a workout and some serious strength. And on a lazy day, forget about it. I might have to summon a demon, and hey, maybe they'd be kind enough to help me open it and take care of a few other chores while they're at it. If you ask me personally, living near the sea if the location isn't crowded and barely anyone lives nearby is a great option. Just so peaceful and isolated, like how I wanted my life to be. With lots of money, of course. But Shinichi thought he was smarter than me and that he could achieve my dream without me noticing. Little did he know that the dream is sealed within me, and anyone who tries to steal it is cursed to be haunted by ghosts and terrifying events related to paranormal activities and such. Now you might think that I'm referring to some dude whom I'm a friend with or used to be friends with, but you would be wrong, because even if the person who steals my dream has no relationship with me whatsoever, the curse is sent to him via the satellites. Shinichi is a man who decided to buy a house near the sea, and that was a great idea. All until it became his worst nightmare. As his story began living there, strange occurrences began to appear for the dude. Shinichi was renovating the house, and while in the process, some people appeared out of nowhere. You might think to yourself, well, aren't they supposed to be there in the first place? Since he is renovating the house, they must be the construction workers who are getting that job done. Yeah, but it turned out that these people were ghosts, to say the least. Shinichi searched the house for them, but it was empty nonetheless. How strange. And it got even more strange as he was taking photos of the house when he unnoticeably captured a shadow figure. After these incidents and more, he had to flee the place and call some investigators who might solve this mystery, and so they did. Or maybe they didn't, since the previous owner is the one who broke the camel's back by revealing the truth about the house and the tragic event that took place many years ago. The same owner who left the house vacant, planning to return, but eventually sold it to Shinichi. The investigators captured shadow figures and heard sounds like knocks and footsteps, mainly coming from the second floor. The truth that was revealed relates to the father and daughter who drowned near the sea and were then found later. They say the spirits haunting the house are most likely related to the father and daughter who drowned near the sea. But here's the question. How dare that owner who knew the story from the beginning not say a single word before selling the property? They could have used that huge discount if they would still consider purchasing after hearing the story. Policemen. Not the song. Here we have some policemen breaking into some house to take taxes very gently and drink a cup of tea. If that's what they wanted, then why did they break into the house? Why did they have to be so rough? Why couldn't they be a little more gay? Well, first of all, being polite has nothing to do with your sexuality unless it's too much. And second of all, these policemen had no other way but to break into the house because unfortunately, in their training, they don't teach them how to knock on doors like normal people and have a human-like conversation. One word of defense and you're already breakdancing on the floor. But since when do police take taxes? And that's the first flaw in my story. Now my second flaw is the place they broke into. I can't really define it. It looks like a house. It feels like a house. It makes sense to call it a house. But something in my stomach is telling me it's not a house. Okay, but why did these idiots? I mean, why did these gentlemen with their extremely high IQ break into this place? Because some lady just broke up with her boyfriend after she was caught cheating and she started acting like a freak. That someone saw that and thought to herself, why can't I find a job? And also, why is there some weird sounds coming out of that house? So she called the police.
Jezu, jak to ona tak warczy? Ja pierdzielę.
Kurwa, tak?
No, totalnie.
Pierdolę, ja dostaję tylko 5000 zł, kurwa, pensji. Idź tam do...
Uważaj.
Nie, no
A wy ją widzicie w ogóle?
no nie.
Ja pierdolę.
Chodź, Wiktoria jest. Ty tu. No. Kamila, chodź, Wiktoria przyjechała.
Dobra, uwaga. Dobra, weź, wstawaj.
Kamilka. Kamila.
Ona jest nad nami u góry, od góry coś widzi.
Damiany, byśmy się zamienili pozycjami, to może mógłbyśmy sami zrobić. Odsuń się i
Nie?
uważaj, bo łeb, kurwa, zostanie.
Drut ma jakiś.
Nie, niech pan wyjdzie i musimy mieć jakąś osłonę. Dobra, niech pan wyjdzie.
It's honestly baffling that these guys are too scared to go in and grab her. Like, isn't that your job? Aren't you armed? And just so we're clear, the crazy lady is possessed, so maybe take that into account. A lady, or shall I say, a young girl full of passion and dreams, had her dreams crushed and her passion drained after she discovered that her boyfriend, after she discovered that her house, the very same house where she plans all her future goals with her supportive, protective boyfriend, she found that this house is indeed haunted. Maybe it becoming haunted was one of these goals and plans she has planned for a while, since she has a TikTok account. Regardless, how did she stumble upon this paranormal activity? And who said I was living with her or I was her boyfriend? But seriously, she was once sleeping, and when she heard a sound of something falling, she decided to investigate the house to see what could have been the cause of such noise. In the end, it could turn out to be her boyfriend messing in the kitchen and having dropped a cup, or maybe he is up to something dirty. Eventually, she found one of the picture frames down on the ground, but everything nearby is perfectly in its place. How strangely perfect. But this wasn't her first encounter. Despite me saying that this is when she found out that her house was haunted, I said that just so I could get the hang of the story, because she did see her dog before barking at nothing for a long time. That part was caught on camera though. Now the most important question remains, what did she do about the hauntings? And where does her so-called protective boyfriend play a part? Synestia told him about the weird and scary events she had witnessed. And since they heard sounds coming from the attic, they decided to get up there, where they found some sticks attached to some strings hanging up there, which could have been used for some witchcraft. In the attic itself, the most terrifying apparition takes place, where a pale-looking figure swiftly peeks at them, sending them running back down.
Yes? Itt van valami előttünk.
Itt el tudunk menni?
De vigyázz a tiszta pókáról innen. Nagyon szűk a hely.
Annyira hideg van, hogy látszik a leheletem. Úristen, mi az ott? Világíts gyorsan oda.
Hol?
Ott.
Jézusom, menjünk.
Hol lesz a budu baba? Eltűnt.
De madzag még itt van.
Szerintem fel kell emelni.
Miért ezt felemelek? Sem. Akik ott bent vannak. Az micsoda? Ez fel vannak azt oda, ennyi.
Az egy papa.
És látszik valami.
Stúdióban is van egy ilyen pici ajtó.
After slowing down the footage, this figure looks more like a doll without clothes on, but the way it peeked was just too slick. You could barely notice it. And regarding the sticks and strings, if this isn't staged, then it could have been used for sorcery. The sad story of Makarov estate. Why so dramatic? Should we also bring some napkins in case someone starts crying over the case? Are you mocking the ones who are burnt here? No, but you also didn't mention anything about someone being burnt. Yeah, but I also felt it was a sad story. But we expected some kind of breakup story type of sadness, not tragedy. How pity. But since we are already talking about the topic, let's continue. What happened at the Makarov estate? I just told you, there was a hut built in the same area as the Makarov building. It was owned by a man who calls himself Alexander. Then, what do others call him? What did his parents name him? Are you joking? Alex, and according to what I could understand based on the translation I found, he was the first owner of this land, so he was supposedly the owner of the house in which he and his wife were burned. But how so? Were they trying to hand over hot coffee to each other and, by accident, the cups fell on them, causing some degree of skin burn? That's as far as your imagination can take you. Some fire broke out, burning the yard and everything in it. Now, here is Timo and his bootleg, his sidekick, are both here to do a regular investigation. As things stood, nothing interesting seemed to be taking place, all until they started the EVP session, where a tennis ball came out of nowhere. Don't tell me Roger Federer was behind that ball. What will he be doing there? I don't know, maybe his spirit is haunting the place now. Who said he passed away? After this activity, sounds start coming from everywhere, as if there were someone moving around the place, scrabbling objects on the ground and walking heavily, while the door upstairs was seen moving. Suspicious. But the terrifying night ends there when some weirdo is seen performing a demonic ritual before standing up to go and use the toilet. But Timo and his friend thought he is about to do something dirty to them, so they ran away.
Здесь кто-нибудь есть? Здесь кто-нибудь есть?
Теннисный мяч? Где здесь теннисный мяч?
Значит, тебя здесь помнят.
Вот тогда такого не было, ничего подобного вообще не было тогда. Твою мать.
О.
Твою мать.
Опять я это вижу.
Вот видишь, тут вот в прошлый раз вот точно так же дверь, вот это, только внутри в комнате в той открывалась дверь. Вот. И самая жесть творилась именно в той комнате, когда я ходил внизу. Аккуратней, дружище, аккуратней. Здесь здание в аварийном состоянии, поэтому можно очень легко провалиться на первый этаж. Что это было? Что это было?
Что это было? Это жесть. Что это было? Что-то внизу. Что там?
Твою мать. Я не знаю, что-то упало, что ли. Внизу? Да. Пошли вниз. Давай, давай, вниз. Твою мать.
Здесь, конечно, вообще прям.
Цифры сейчас знаешь, какие были?
Какие?
666.
Да, ты чё?
Пойдем сеанс свет проводить.
Ладно, да, давай, может быть.
Да, просто подает нам знак. Твою мать. Он подает нам знак, чтобы мы, наверное, связались с ним.
Ладно, хорошо, давай. Да, на самом деле ЭГФ-то. ЭГФ же не просто так валяется. Че там?
Че? Пойдем, пойдем.
Да ну нахер.
Твою мать! Сюда! Сюда! Там выход есть быстрый! Выход есть быстрый!
Давай.
Блядь, он забили! Идем сюда, идем сюда!
Охренеть!
Что за срань?
Это что за мужик такой?
Твою мать!
Фу.
Что звук?
Сука!
Охренеть!
Такого никогда не видел.
Only God knows how long that monk was hanging around before he finally became part of the investigation. Wait, why does it sound like I'm implying there was some kind of deal between the three before this all started? Do I really give off that vibe? A lady named Jalen, and while she was on her laptop, just like me now, she was at her grandma's house, and I don't know why she decided to sit in the most awkward, most unsettling room, but it was her decision nonetheless. It almost feels as if she was meant to be there that day so she could unfold a mystery that has been hidden in her grandma's house for eternity, as if it wasn't obvious from the beginning. I mean, forget about the fact that almost every old grandparent's house is haunted, supposedly. When you have a lot of vintage items, and especially the dolls and mannequins, then what do you expect? Chances of such a place filled with these items being haunted begin to rise, just going from 10% to 95%. The other 5% are there just for those who are skeptics, so they won't get mad at me for throwing numbers without including them. Jalen has noticed from the corner of her eye while working that the mannequin has moved. Now, while we focus on tasks alone, the corner of our eyes may trick us into seeing a lot of scary stuff, but in this upcoming video, it's different. As she wasn't hallucinating, she actually saw the thing move. She tried to prove it on camera, but it didn't move. She left the room. And there the door closed on its own, adding to the eerie vibe and confirming the haunting of the house. Jalen went back in, and the balloon moved towards her out of nowhere, as if it were trying to prevent her from seeing something. In the end, she used the mirror, trying to trick the mannequin. And it worked. The mannequin actually moved. The second video was her giving some feedback about some of the vintage items in the room.
This thing just moved.
Boy, all the talking heads would have been screaming about the Dallas Cowboys and sticking fork in this organization. So again, kudos to the Cowboys going on the road, getting a good win. Let's see how they react.
There's a saying in golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. If you're Dallas, you don't care if it's by 5 or it's going to be like, you're just happy that you moved to 2-2. The injury to Parsons, and we don't know anything at this point, he just left by a car with a shoe off. How do you assess what that man is? People can struggle, but it feels a lot better if he's on the feet.
I mean, that would be, if he's missing any significant time, having a huge loss, he's the best player on the defensive side of football.
Oh my God. The door just moved.
trendy ever. A free personal Mizuki dessert. An entree plus free dessert, just $13. That's a sweet deal. That's what I had. They weren't able to pick a field goal late. There's a lot of involved.
Are you real? You can do it again. I won't watch. So my grandpa has collected antiques his whole life, pretty much. And I think the mannequin that you saw in the video, he got from a garage sale. Yeah, we live in kind of desert, so there's just a bunch of weird stuff. As far as these guys, this lady he got years ago before I was born. I am really not sure why. It might have been given to him. And this teddy bear was actually he gave to his son when he was younger, my dad. And then as far as this girl, pretty much the same story. But yeah, I've seen these like my whole life and they've always creeped me out, so.
Jalen, your grandpa won't do a thing. Believe me, I'm mostly sure that they are already aware of the terrifying truth about the dolls. They most likely know that they are haunted. It's no surprise if they end up telling you, you either accept us and live with us in peace, or reject us and leave us in peace. I don't know if the account from which it took the next clips is owned by a couple or not, but it seems like it is, unless the person switched identities in between the videos to sound like a lady. Regardless, there is not much context provided. But what we are assured of, and I know I'm saying we as if there is a big team behind this production. From what I could understand, the people living in the next house, which is way too neat to be haunted, have conducted an Ouija board session, and things escalated later, which resulted in the haunting of the house as shown in the clips. Well, it's not completely shown, it's more like heard, because all the activity can be heard but not seen. As they would be sitting comfortably, they begin hearing random noise in the house, and it's not very clear what it exactly could be. Some of these sounds are like footsteps, and some sound like thuds. And during a walkthrough to try to find its source, the dude was walking around, looking from one area to another, until a big bang made the man jump. Now let's switch to the female section. Let's get softer. In her case, things seemed to be more intense as she left her room upstairs after hearing the noise again. But little did she know that these ghosts would attack the most precious area for her as a woman, the kitchen. These ghosts took some plates and threw them to the ground, one after another. And if you thought they were using the Ouija board just for fun, one night with that thing and never to see it again, then you're wrong. Because the last one, where the lady was using it right in front of us, was a proven point that she wanted the house to be haunted. But listen carefully, and no, I'm not going to give you life advice. I mean, you should listen carefully to the clip where she was using the board so you can hear the creepy whispering.
Chi c'è? La luce. Chi è stato? Chi ha bussato? Non sono pazza. Non sono pazza. C'è qualcuno? Chi c'è? Dove sei? Fatti vedere. Dove sei? No, dove... Da dove... La cucina, la cucina, la cucina. Cazzo. Cazzo. Qui sto sfuggendo di mano. Vediamo se, purificando questa tavola, riusciamo a mandare via qualunque cosa sia entrato in questa casa. Cos'è quello? Cos'è passato lì? Chi c'è? Chi c'è? Dimmi cosa vuoi. Da noi o da questa casa? Che cazzo è stato? Chi c'è? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Chi c'è? Chi è? Chi fa casino? Chi è che si sentiva? Chi c'è?
Yeah, the whispering sounds were definitely hard to catch, but I tried boosting the audio as much as I could without making it sound like a distorted mess with way too much bass. It's always tricky finding that balance between clarity and not blowing out your speakers. Back with the 30-minute challenge, a challenge that only brave men with strong hearts and good friends are willing to conduct. That's not a challenge for me though, it's for people like Chris in the next video. Chris sets himself up to do the challenge, this time in the abandoned shotgun house. Now here comes the curious within you, who will ask the question, why is Monday so boring? But what you should be asking is, why do they call it the shotgun house? Well, this, my little child, goes all the way back to some point in the past, a story very well known in the area according to Chris, but I can't give you much details out of respect to the families. What families? Did I say families? I mean out of respect for the family. A family that passed away due to the action of a man who decided it was time to go to jail and commit a crime. The more detailed story isn't available because Chris is the one who didn't want to bring out much out of respect to those who had the unfortunate fate. But back to the challenge. Chris has previously investigated the house with his buddies. Today he comes back alone, not knowing what could be awaiting him in there. He began by looking around, investigating the place once again, and here he finds what left him shook. Not a terrifying ghost or anything, but some inappropriate paintings on the walls. At least that part left me personally shook. Things only started getting creepier and colder when the voices talking to Chris were heard, telling him that they were innocent, referring to the incident that took place in the property. They said other stuff, and there were sounds of knocks and moans too, which Chris tried to find the source of, but came short in the end. The paranormal activity escalated when the cabinet was somehow pushed down to the ground. These voices became the screams of a woman, but where they are coming from is a terrifying mystery.
I don't know how much of that recorded. So I went in there, was talking a little bit in there. I don't know if you guys heard that noise, but you hear that? So I came out of there and realized my camera wasn't running, so. Can you please move that door for me? Who is that? Oh. I swear that I saw something again. But over here is where that popping sound was. Oh. So back over there is where that popping sound was. I'll lower this again. And I'll just get down to here. Hello? All right, so if you're trying to make yourself known, please do so. I'm gonna set right back up where I was. That could have just been something settling, guys, so it's hard to tell. Shh. Listen. I hear you. Make yourself known. Phone's going off. Sorry, guys. Shoot. Let me mute that. Oh, it's Joe. Text him after. What the f is that? What the f, dude? Oh my God. Oh my God. Hang on. Hang on. I got such a weird friggin' vibe, man. I did it again. No, I did it again. I did it again. Oh. Come on, man. Come on, man. What the? Listen. What is that? Make more noise. Can you make some more noise? Oh my God. Listen! outside. They're screaming. Hello? Hello? Where is it? They're screaming in here. They're screaming. Sounds like a little girl. Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. Oh, it sounded like.
These voices are similar to those I hear when the lesser is approaching the house from a distance. He sometimes comes late at night and starts screaming from a distance, but to be honest, he never does. I'm just trying to add more to the vibe. The only talking person on this list who doesn't swear or say the F word. Dude, my house is haunted. That's not what I would say if my own house were to be haunted, because calling people out for help won't actually solve the problem. Frank, who once cried in one of my videos because he liked it so much that he couldn't hold back his emotional tears in front of the camera. But in all seriousness, he was crying due to the haunting of his house. Back then, I said that was it. I was about to sell the farm without telling my brothers. And I also said, this must be it for Frank. He will leave the house for good. You can't tell me a man his age would expose his emotions right in front of everyone just to stay at the same place that caused him this harm. It turns out he is still here. Not here in my house, he is still here in the same house. And the activity is obviously still there. Not only that, but the danger even escalated to the next level. The chairs are still moving. Actually, it's always the same chair. The ghost even made it clear this time that he likes this specific chair. He can even be seen right beside it. Other than moving and throwing it, he also uses it as a disguise for his next move. And how is that? Before he moves the night. In one of the videos, while Frank was enjoying some time alone like any old man in the living room, making sure to complain about the bare minimum, his wife was working in the kitchen. That same chair was pushed, then the cabinet opened. The wife knew her next move, so she left the operation room before she could get hurt. While Frank, on the other side, came to see what was happening, only to be hit by a flying knife. A flying knife. And more to be seen.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to post this video of the female cat's brother staring at the ceiling up above this column. He sat there for a long time, so I grabbed my phone, but this was a video that I forgot I had. I was looking in my files the other day and found it. I recorded this like back in July, but when I come back down here, you see something towards the foyer grabs his attention, then the dining room, it's like he doesn't know where to look. He looks back up, and then something in the dining room catches his attention. He's looking up at the ceiling again. It's weird. Both of them keep looking up towards the attic. can see he just sits here, and then he looks up. I'm starting to shake a little bit. But anyway, this was just a video I found. If I find any others, I'll post. But this was, well before we moved out. But I thought you guys might like to see how weird the cats were acting, even the brother of the female. But anyway, watch the other the female cat, Iris. Watch her. She's freaked out by something. Thanks.
Babe, can you make me something to drink? I only got a little bit left. What flavor do you want? Terrible. Hey. Yeah. Hey. No.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to let everyone know, I've been trying to see if I can find any of the old footage that I may have taken but never posted, and I ran across this. I was going through my old hard drives and thumb drives, and this was a video I took, I believe last June or July, before me and Ed left the house. We were sitting out on the back deck, and all of a sudden this fog came up, and I thought it was everywhere at first, but it started to seem like it's just in the yard, and it got thicker and thicker. And so I grabbed my camera, and it was just the weirdest thing, because there's a shed in my neighbor's yard, and you can see there's no fog over by it, and you can see the lights off in the distance have no fog around them. It was just in my yard. It was really weird, but I never posted it because I thought it was just a weird weather thing. But when I saw it again, I said, I'm going to let you decide if it's weird. We think it is. Look at that. Look at that.
I see it.
That's crazy.
It's moving. The moisture's moving in front of the camera.
It looks like it's
the fog moving in front of the camera.
It's just around the yard. See, look how clear the lights are over there. It's like it's not anywhere but in the yard. That is so weird.
And that, my friends, is yet another reason why men have shorter lifespans than women. Women spot the problem, dodge it, and make sure to avoid it the next time. Meanwhile, we, as men, we'll face it head on and won't even think about protecting ourselves until we're halfway to 6 feet under. Let's talk about Lisandro, whom I like to nickname the Lizard. Such a cool name you just gave him. He must be such a cool dude with many different talents and skills, and maybe he is naturally gifted, because you wouldn't be complimenting someone on the internet randomly like that. Why do you like to jump to conclusions so fast? I was neither complimenting nor insulting him. I was just describing him based on how I've seen him in his videos. As things stand, he is still a guy, but maybe in a couple of months, he will be complete, and I may never recognize him again. Why? What are you even talking about? Well, forget about my opinion for a second, and let's see what this Lisandro dude has for us. As he was recording himself complaining about the paranormal activity on his property, the chair behind him caught him off guard. Who caught who? The chair caught Lisandro. From all the stupid things you have said before, this has to be up there, on top of the most stupid. How did a static object like the chair catch a human off guard? Well, the chair noticed the dude holding up the camera in a perfect position for others to watch the video, take a screenshot of it to use as a thumbnail, and put a title. This dude was recording himself. Moments before this happened behind his back. The chair moved, in other words. While he is sitting, he keeps hearing noises from the bathroom. Sometimes he gets even stuck in there. Not literally, the door just closes on him. His bedroom handle couldn't handle itself, seeing the whole place as active and full of demons, so it joined the party and started shaking. The crutches he has, for some reason, fell on their own. But why did you call him a lizard? Once you watch the full clips in the order in which I placed them for you, you will understand.
Son las 3 de la tarde y tengo un espíritu que me está moviendo toda la casa, amigo. O sea, se está moviendo la mesa. No estoy loco, boludo, miren. Fuck, amigo, se está moviendo la fucking mesa. ¿Qué carajos? Mirá lo que está pasando. Mirá posta, o sea, miren lo que está pasando, de verdad, no es joda, boludo. ¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos? ¿Qué querés? Para la gente que no me cree, están empezando a pasar cosas, se están moviendo cosas en estas casas, ¿ok? Hace muchísimo tiempo que armé una serie, ya hay 3 capítulos subidos a YouTube y lo pueden encontrar como Crónicas de un Pibe. Es una serie documental de mi caso paranormal que lo estoy subiendo cada episodio a YouTube llamado Crónicas de un Pibe. La gente que no me crea o que piensa que todo lo que estoy haciendo es falso, que vaya a ver la serie documental Crónicas de un Pibe a YouTube. Ya hay 3 episodios y estoy filmando el 4.º episodio de mi documental sobre esta casa de...
Aparece espíritu en vivo.
¿Escuchan, boludo? Uy, pará que estoy pisando la ouija con la silla, boludo. Bueno, nada, esta es la ouija. ¿Quieren que juguemos a la ouija? ¿Quieren que juguemos a la ouija? Pero banquen, yo juego a la ouija con una condición. ¡Con una puta condición! Se están escuchando ruidos que vienen del baño, amigo, te lo juro, y estoy solo acá. Mirá. ¿Quién sos? ¿Quién sos? What the fuck? No, 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 no. Amigo, ¿te acordás que te dije que tengo un espíritu en mi casa, chabón? Mirá la silla. ¿Ves, boludo? ¡Ay, qué impresión, amigo! Amigo, estoy solo en mi casa y hay alguien que me quiere abrir la puerta. Estoy solo, vivo solo, chabón. Y se está abriendo la manija, es re turbio, mirá. ¿Quién está ahí? ¿Quién quiere abrir la puerta? ¿Quién está ahí?
I think you're starting to see my point about calling him a lizard, right? And if you're still scratching your head about it, maybe it's time to consider a little self-rehab session. This guy really did morph into different forms across the videos. If I go camping one day, and this might just sound a bit weird that I have never gone camping ever, but if I do that one day, I'm never going with one person or my wife. My wife isn't going to be able to tolerate any strange events, and I would be always worried about her. Also, she doesn't exist in reality, and going with only one friend may not be wise, since if any strange events happen, he might reveal his true form and turn out to be weak in such situations. So a group of friends is the right option for me. I would never like to go camping in a suspicious area such as the one in the next video, and they call it secluded too. How terrifyingly secluded if that's the case then. A man and his girlfriend have decided to go camping in a remote area of Michigan, thinking that nothing terrible would occur. Little did they know, or may I say, little did they forget that they have a YouTube channel where they upload their camping trips. And so, where is the problem in having such a YouTube channel? Well, according to the books and legends, it says that those who make video camping on YouTube are doomed to at least make one video in their lifetime about a camping trip that went completely wrong due to some strange, scary events that could also be related to ghosts. And here is another one. The camping trip became 100 times more terrifying at 4 a.m. When they began hearing strange sounds, they couldn't find an animal or a bird who could match that sound, even after sending the footage to some experts. And what about the scratches they found on their car? Or the roadblock that was set up using falling tree branches? The sounds of someone walking around them too. Even on their way back home after they decided to evacuate the area, they encountered cars going beyond the speed limit, crossing them as if they were leaving the area in a hurry. Very scary, in my opinion.
One person did say it could be some kind of bird. However, me and Katana did look up birds native to that part of Michigan and didn't really find any results. The closest thing that we found was some kind of owl, and we listened to its different types of calls, none of which sounded remotely close to what we heard that night. I will play the two side by side right now.
Hello?
There were a lot of things that leading up to this moment was just kind of weird. For instance, running into the roadblock that we ran into last video, if you guys have not already. Something weird about that roadblock is typically one tree will fall, not multiple in an area, and it also looked like some branches, some heavier branches at that, were just thrown on the pile just to discourage people from going that way up the road. But in the back of my head, if you look up this place on Google Maps, you know how you can like see the reviews and stuff. Everyone has said it's a really quiet area, not much wildlife will come near you. Some people even report not hearing any birds. So it's like you have that in the back of your head, but then hearing rustling and it's like, well, what is it really, you know? So we eventually fall asleep and we wake up at 4 in the morning.
All right, guys, it's like it's like 4 in the morning. I had to get up to pee, and so did Katana. So we pitched a fire over there. Sorry, the quality is not the best, but off in the distance I hear like yelping. I hope you guys can hear it.
I cannot hear it, but Brian keeps saying it's there. I keep hearing something in the woods right behind our campsite walking around.
The yelping is coming from this direction.
Are you still hearing the footsteps? Because I'm not.
Yeah. I heard footsteps over here.
Should I grab my flashlight?
I think another light would not hurt.
I'm pretty confident it was there earlier. I'll check the video I sent to my dad.
Okay. What the?
Shall we see something?
Hello?
Is there another? Like, that had to be another camper.
It's 4 in the morning. Who's gonna be up?
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. It's weird. But we're up.
You hear that? No, that.
What is that? What is that?
I don't know. I'll maybe go a little bit faster if you can.
Are you sure you don't want to get out? Why the it was calling 911.
What the
also have to mention what the mother of the girlfriend has said. She heard on the news that people's lives were uninstalled while camping in Michigan. Now, obviously, the news didn't say uninstalled, but I'm saying that just to stay on the safe side of the rules. And so the same goes for you. Stay on the safe side by subscribing and watching the next video on screen.